that no guy, you're flirting with other people. But then there's not telling, hello, okay, let me talk about this. Mumanchito, guys, I have interacted with people in the world. Do you know that those of you that look about everything all the time, like they just want you to keep them posted and up talking to you completely? Is it the intonation that the person is using as they are talking to you? I'm not going to lie, I would flirt. But I just know, and I actually do flirt with people a lot. But then when it comes to meeting, Hi, this is Esnart, and this is the Before Marriage podcast, and we're discussing things before marriage. In 2021, I was actually engaged to be married. I know Happy doesn't know, but I was engaged to be married, and one of the things, I had a problem with my fiance because he wanted a female to be his best man. And he was like, she's going to wear a suit and then she's going to be with the rest of the guys. I had a problem with that because they were quite close with her. And it was a situation where he would say, I'd rather end this relationship than end the marriage because than end this friendship because we've been friends with her for a very long time. That was a bit problematic with me because like, like, guy, how do you value another female more than you're valuing me? And I had a bit of a problem with that. So I didn't leave. I stayed. Mostly because I don't think I had a backbone back then. So I stayed through a lot of things that I wouldn't stay through now. But anyways, for some people, that's a deal breaker. And they can just go like, you know what? I'm leaving. I can't stay in this relationship where you don't value me like you're supposed to value me. But I found some other deal breakers. A lot of people stay in relationships for different reasons, and others actually end relationships for different reasons. And what we're discussing here is deal breakers for people that are engaged specifically and people that are engaged to get married, right? And I found some of them actually. So one of the ones on the list that I found is different core values. What comes to my mind is the Zambian setup. Mostly when you talk about different core values, this is like religious beliefs, and that's the one example that comes to my mind. Religious beliefs, church. Okay, so is the man you're getting married to, does he go to church, or does the woman that you want to get married to go to church? For some people, they go like, in a church, I can't get married to them, and that's a deal breaker for them, and then a relationship could end before that. And others, it's not even just a matter of going to church. Angangare I end up church, but then because they don't go to the same church as that person, then they'll decide to end the relationship. Others, it's like, okay, they don't go to the same church, but then they just go to that one specific church that person doesn't like. The relationship has ended. So you're free to leave your comments and let me know your thoughts. If you would end a relationship because a person goes to a different church, or because the person doesn't go to church at all, or if a person just goes to that one specific church that you're not comfortable with, or maybe it's religion. For some people, that's another deal breaker. It's like, okay, I can get married to a Muslim maybe, but I can't get married to a Buddhist and all that. It can go as wide as possible. So core values, what are your core values? What is the one thing that you can say, if this person believes in that or they behave like that, then I can't get married to them. But then the trick here is, what if you realize that only after you've gotten engaged with the person, you've been dating for all this time and then you've been talking, but then you only discover that one thing after the person has engaged you, after you've gotten engaged to the person? What do you do? Do you end the relationship or do you continue the relationship? Let me know in the comments. Another core value that I found was having children or not. This is one of my favorites on this list because I don't think I want to have children myself. But if you want to have children or don't want to have children, or how many children you want to have, that would you end the relationship because the person wants a different number of children than you? I mean, I don't think that's a valid reason, personally speaking, Kaya. I don't think I can end a relationship because the person wants a different number of children than me. But the way I don't want children, and then abana kumanya nam guys who have nabana, I don't know. If I was male, maybe, because like I'm not the one carrying the pregnancy. Maybe I could have just said, okay, ningakupa mimba, but I don't know. But being female, I don't think I can have children because just to keep a relationship. I think that's a deal breaker. If a person wants to leave, they can leave. But also maybe if they want to have children with someone else and continue the relationship. Excuse me, Kaya. Maybe I think I can stay because at least then I know that he won't be begging me for children. If I love him, maybe if I'm okay with him and go like, okay, you have children with another woman, that's fine. We can have the relationship. But then is the other woman going to be okay with you having me in the picture and then, having children with her? Also, would she want you to marry her and whatnot? Kaya, there's like a lot of scenarios, a lot of ways this can play out. But would you stay, would you compromise? Like, would you be the one that says, okay, sinfunaba now, but I'll still stay with you even though you have children? And the number of relationships have actually ended like this. In the beginning, like dating, Muzi were to say, no, I don't want children, or I'm dating somebody who doesn't want children. But because you think you're too in love, you think you can make it work. And then you think, oh, maybe they'll change their minds in future. Don't do that. No. If a person says they don't want children, don't stay with them and hope that they'll change their mind in future and then they can have children. That's not you accepting the situation. That's you trying to force the person into what you want. And that's why you find a number of relationships.
I think having a partner that doesn't want to have kids, really taking one at a time. Do you think it's okay to strip away a man's pride because our pride was in having one? I think someone looks like if someone carried my name.
How do you know they look like you? Some women have very strong genes. They look like your wife, all of them.
But at times maybe they can get something out of it.
Like your skin color.
Yeah, like
So, but then yes, either way, they will have your surname. That's a valid point. They're going to have your surname. So even if they don't have your facial features, they'll have your surname.
I strongly feel like we're denying our reason for existence.
When you don't have children.
Yeah, in fact, when you're refusing to have kids,
Mm.
it's like you're claiming not to be sexually active.
That's yeah. I don't know. But then it could be okay. I never thought of anyone seeing it like that. The way I see it is, I just want to have all the sex I can have in the world and not be bothered by having children. Like just have it for fun and not for reproduction. You know what I mean? Like that's the perspective I see it from. Maybe a person that might not want to have children. Like okay, you don't want to have children, but you're having sex. So it's what's the sex for? Perhaps it's for pleasure. Some have sex for health reasons and they claim that it's good for the mind. So it could be just that. Unhealthy communication.
Someone can go for a long time, maybe a month or weeks, not communicating,
That's
but the relationship is still on. When you meet, things are
they pick up from where they left.
where they left.
It could be that, or just a person not knowing how to communicate things. If, for example, I'm supposed to be doing something. There's people that want to be kept in the loop about everything. Dated, like you wake up, oh, hey, babe, I'm awake. I'm having breakfast now. I'm going to take a shower. I've got work. I'll be at work from this time to that time. You take a short break. They want to be kept updated, like constantly keeping tabs. When you miss 5 minutes or whatever, 2 hours of that day, they'll think maybe you were with someone else. And I'm getting stressed just thinking about it. But unhealthy communication can be in different forms. Can be in that form of silence, but then no. Okay, so it depends. Is it weird or it's just okay? Unhealthy communication depends on an individual. What do you define as unhealthy communication as a person? Is it a person not talking to you completely? It varies. Some people even constantly calling you and talking to you all the time. That's unhealthy for some people. So it depends on who you're dealing with. Some people, and this is the one funny thing about relationships. Some people want to be talked to the whole day, all the time, while others feel like you're just bugging me if you do that. So I'll call you when it's relevant, only when it's relevant. So unhealthy communication depends on the individuals. Others are obsessive, others are not. Some people like to breathe. Some people are just like, okay, I'll just talk when it's relevant. Okay, hi, are you up for a date? Okay, hey, you up? Eka budiko. And that's a kind of communication. So it depends. Unhealthy communication depends on the individual. So there was a time when if a person went quiet on me for that long, even a week, so you're dead to me, guy. That was me, like, you're dead to me, especially if there's no prior communication. But if you tell me that, okay, so babe, I'm not going to be talking to you for the next 2 months because I'm going to the bush, there's no network, I'm going to sell charcoal because I want to raise money for a wedding. That's fine. I won't bug you for those 2 months, and you can come back after 2 months. Whether you were telling the truth or not, maybe that's your business, perhaps. But you've told me what you've told me, and I believe you. So as long as you've communicated that for these 2 months, I will be unreachable, and then I will try to reach you whenever I can, if it will be possible, then you do that. That's fine. But even if you don't reach me at all for those 2 months, you come back, we can continue where we left off. And if the day are coming back is like the day right before the wedding, we continue just like that. But if you didn't communicate, guy, no, I think you're dead to me then. Because I don't know if you're actually literally dead. And then maybe I'm saying no to others who would have wanted to marry me. And then on hoping that maybe you come back, but then I don't know whether you're coming back or not. I don't know what's happened to you. Maybe you went and married someone else, and I don't know. Like, silence just doesn't do it for me. So you have to communicate somehow. Say something so that I'm aware of what is happening, where you are, where you went, and I know and I understand. And then we can continue with the relationship right after. So unhealthy communication, or no communication at all, or the kind of communication that you give, it matters. But I'm not saying that this is the generic for everyone. You have to know the person that you're with. If you go and come back and then they're still okay with you, then that's good for you. But if not, then find ways of communicating, especially if you want to sustain the relationship. There's always a way of communicating with someone that works for them specifically. Also, ngatuganza mwanga ni ex wako still communicate, and that's how you think they understand you. No, don't do that. Like, always, you need to remember that the person that you're talking to, the person that you're with now, is a different person than the person that you broke up with. Learn to differentiate. Communicate according to how you relate with the person that you're with now. Especially if you're going to get married to them, because you're Bikwa TV. But divorce cases, I'm reading about them all the time. Statistics in the courts. It's not funny. You're leaving children traumatized. Communicate.
It's okay to be at least having a conversation with your ex or with your bestie, just to keep yourself busy, or maybe you can just focus on your work. I want you just to bring that point.
Window.
Add some jokes that can make you smile.
Pigeons. Send a smoke signal. Okay, so he's gone for that 2 months, and then I make a lonely soul, longing for someone to chaff me and tell me that I'm beautiful or things like that. Maybe I'm craving cuddles. I like cuddles, by the way, with the right person. Not just anyone. Otherwise, I think there are moments when flirting, would I flirt with an ex or someone else? I'm not going to say no, I wouldn't. I definitely would. I'm sure I would. The thing is, and this is a point, you can say no, but even you who's saying no knows that you've had, they call them moments of weakness. Could it be? Guy, there's no moment of weakness. It's just you are probably interested and you needed someone to talk to, I don't think there's nothing wrong. Because if I don't talk, this is now, I think, me real life. If I don't talk to the person that I love, my fiance that I'm engaged to, and is gone for 2 months, and it's like month 1, and I'm like, oh my God, Mangali Munzemu desert, like dry, drained of affection. What do you do? Personally, I think I would flirt with some other people just to stay alive. You know what I mean? I say just to stay. It's like a fuel that sort of feeds into that for you to sort of like keep you going. Otherwise, if I don't do that, I might end up resenting the person that I'm getting married to because they're absent. Because like, okay, I know, I understand, but I do long for you to be around. And because you're not around and you can't be around and there's nothing I can do to bring you to me or to come to where you are, I just need to feed something. So flirting, I definitely would. I'm not going to lie. I would. I just go like, and then I was like, okay, we'll flirt, we'll talk for a while. And then when they say, meet you tomorrow, they're like, ghosted guy. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry if you're watching this and I've done that to you. I don't think I'm sorry, but I just get scared, okay? Like, what am I going to do with you when I meet you? I'll be okay on the phone. Like, I would send you all the spicy, saucy messages and you can tell me all those things that you want. And by the way, telling me I'm pretty doesn't work because, like, it's so cliche. There's a kind of flirting, I think I can say intellectual kind of flirting that works for me. So if you think you're going to come at me and say, oh, you're so beautiful, you've got nice thighs, that's just like, yeah, I know, okay? Don't tell me what I already know. So there's a kind of flirting that works for me and a kind that doesn't. But I definitely would flirt in the absence of my fiance. But I haven't mastered the courage of being able to meet with the people that I might potentially be flirting with. So on that basis, I can say maybe the relationship is safe. But if he's not okay with that, then Kaya could be a deal breaker for him and he decides married, both men and women. If you ever find your husbands or your wives in the workplaces, the way they talk with their fellow workmates, you wouldn't be. And I have a first-hand experience, people that say, I can't talk the way I talk here to my wife at home or with my wife at home. Because they are more free in the workplace where they flirt. Dirty language. Do you know dirty talk? Not that pillow talk and vela as they no. Dirty talk with men and women in the same workplace. And you say they're not flirting. So, I mean, I wouldn't believe that he's not even flirting where he is, especially like in a workplace where it's like a friendly environment. The people talk and you can think like, oh, it's a friendly talk, but then it's all dirty talk and it's all flirtatious and it happens in a lot of workplaces. Even if you're thinking that your husband is innocent, he's not. As long as he's working in a communal area, so just know that he talks dirty to even females. Even among men themselves, just like I wish you could be in on these conversations. Conversations I've heard among married men in these places. It's been fun for me to listen to and to hear. It's fun because I'm like, yo, you're married and you're talking like this. And then okay, yeah. So I would flirt, and not because I think he's not innocent, but just because I want to stay sane and not hate him. Sounds toxic. What is your definition of unhealthy communication as a viewer, right? What is your definition of unhealthy communication and what are some of your deal breakers? Let me know in the comments. If your fiance has not spoken to you, specifically fiancés, those that are engaged, whether munavala ringi or losi munavala ring but tumbale wanapereka, we are counting you as engaged. So leave a comment. Let me know if your fiance, the person that you're about to get married to, went quiet on you for a certain period of time. Would you stay in the relationship hoping that, oh no, maybe just something has happened? Or would you say, nah, bruh, this says I'm going to join. He's been waiting. He's been number 2 on the line. We all have lines, don't we? Yeah. So let me know in the comments and then we can interact. This is the Before Marriage podcast. My name is Esnart Lungu. If you've been with us so far, leave your thoughts in the comment section of everything that we've discussed so far, or whatever touches you the most of everything that we've talked about. Now, talking about sexual incompatibility. Chezungu. So, this is honestly a question that I've had for so long. Like, okay, I'm in Zambia and we're a Christian nation, and sex before marriage is not allowed in the Bible. But then what do you do, Kabarati? You've married someone and then you're not compatible with them in bed, and you can't go back. Does this mean, like, would you have sex with someone before you marry them just to see if your sex life is going to be healthy in your marriage? I think it's necessary, because a lot of marriages end because maybe one or the other partner is not satisfying their friend. So the others end up cheating when because of sex. So does that mean that I'm not promoting fornication? I'm not saying go and fornicate. This is questions like I need answers actually. Please, na papa. Answer. What I'm asking is, you marry someone and then you find that sexually they're not satisfying you, or you just don't have that sexual connection with them. What do you do if you've already gotten married to each other? So I heard this story in church once, and I'm going to share it with you. It was in church. And this pastor was talking about how this couple had just gotten married, and then it was honeymoon, first time in getting down to business. And then there was like, for those that were decent enough not to fornicate, they waited until they got married. Time to do the deed. Mkaza vula, okay, let's take off your clothes. And then the man takes off his clothes, and then the girl goes like, come on. If you're a woman, would you stay with a partner that doesn't have an income? All right, so be honest with yourself. I mean, you can only support a man financially to a certain extent. Men take pride in providing for women. Some men feel like, I'm not being a man if I'm not providing for my partner, and that's okay. It's probably either embedded in their DNA, or that's how they were raised, to saying that to provide sindu mamuna. That's for men. But for us women, guys, I can't take you for a year. Ningo support financially. I can love you, but kumankalako kajache, like, but eventually you have to get something. You have to start earning your own income. I can help you with capital, but not forever. So no, I can't sustain a marriage financially forever, not even a relationship. Can support once in a while, yes, but not permanently. So that's my opinion. If you can, woman, yeah, like, power to you. I admire you if you're a woman and you're able to do that for a long period of time. Me, I can. Not for more than 5 months. I think. Yeah. So those are some of the deal breakers that I don't know if I've mentioned my deal breakers, but those are some of the deal breakers that exist in the world. So let me know what some of your deal breakers are in the comments, and maybe we can talk about them. Maybe laugh at how petty they are sometimes. I don't know. Some are serious, some are petty, some, we'll find out. Anyways, when you leave it in the comments. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been the Before Marriage podcast. Until next time, my name is Esnart Lungu.